Dear ladies and gentlemen, I congratulate everyone on the opening of the Congress of Financiers of Kazakhstan. This is a particularly important event for the country. This year, the event is held on the eve of the National Currency Day and the 30th anniversary of our independence. This has a great symbolic value because Tenge is the sign of our state and sovereignty. We implemented major market reforms in the early 1990s. We comprehensively reviewed and modernized the financial relations in the country. We introduced fundamental changes to the banking industry, and taking into account global best practices. A full-fledged financial infrastructure was created in the country. As a result, we have managed to establish a fund and have the ability to allocate it efficiently. This opened the road for large-scale investment. As a result of constructive state policy, we formed a competitive financial sector. Kazakhstan financial sector is the most advanced in the region. Today, its total assets exceed 35 trillion tenge. This is more than half of the gross domestic product of the country. The domestic financial system has repeatedly demonstrated its resilience during the severe economic crisis of the recent decades. Early last year, few would have predicted that the coronavirus pandemic and its consequences would have such a devastating effect on the global economy. The ensuing market downturn was one of the worst in the century. The unprecedented measures taken by the state and international institutions have generally stopped the deterioration of the situation. However, uncertainties in the commodity, trade, and financial segments still remain. Further progressive development of the financial sector, taking into account global risks and trends, is one of the state's priorities. At the same time, its key objective is to support the country's economic growth. The state has always supported the domestic financial sector during the most challenging of times. This has ensured that today banks are resilient enough and have great potential to lend to the economy. Therefore, they have to assume the role of being one of the main drivers of the dynamic economic recovery and its further diversification. It is necessary as well to more proactively develop the domestic stock market, including the Astana International Financial Center, which should become another key source of financing the economy. At this point, we should also take into account challenges linked to the green pivot of global financial institutions, the extensive digitalization of financial services. This requires substantial discussion and the search for balanced solutions. Consistent development of these areas will open additional opportunities for strengthening the competitiveness of our country. Ultimately, state agencies, regulators, and financial institutions have one common objective: to improve the well-being of our people. I am confident that today's meeting will contribute to the elaboration of effective measures for strengthening the financial sector of the country. Let me congratulate you on the professional holiday of all those in the financial system. I wish you success.